All right, welcome to today, July 6th. Yes, we skipped a day, but we're live today here on July 6th, 2021. I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July for those of you who could celebrate it. And send some pictures in if you haven't already, right? Yes, indeed. So I did get a lot of pictures coming through. I don't know if all of you guys saw them, but let's have some of those posted here. I also I had a few pictures from Stephen and Amy as they did the 4th of July parade, which was super fun. But I didn't see a video. So Amy, you're gonna have to tell me. Did you get a video and did I just miss it, or what? Fill me in. I saw Caden was all ready to go in there as well. He was helping throw out the candy. I'm not sure who missed the road with the candy and who actually hit the truck. So my guess, Aim, was that your bad shoulder? Because my guess, it might have been you. Just kidding. Maybe. No. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining me today. If you haven't already, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat so that we can answer them as they come in. Between Anna and myself, we'll be answering them. I'm trying to get all these pictures uploaded. I've had so many because we've got lots going on. Hello, Frog. Hey, Aim. So we have lots going on and lots of pictures and everything as well. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting all of those added so that we can share them. We'll get a few in here. So there we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to be talking about Safe Driver Week, which is coming up for next week, actually. It's going to be from July 11th through the 17th. The focus is on speed, so maintaining a safe and prudent speed. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. Of course, we've got other things to go through. We missed yesterday's Facebook Live because, of course, we were recognizing the holiday, so we celebrated it yesterday. Anyways, we'll be doing some shout outs for our anniversaries and birthdays for the week. So we'll do that as well. Question, maybe. Frog is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Got some pictures for you as well. I appreciate you sending those in. They were looking good. And nope, didn't make you look fat. He's always got to ask. All right. So let's dive in while we're waiting for everybody to come aboard. Let's do some celebrating. Celebrate some birthdays and anniversaries. This week for birthdays, we've got James Patton, Scott Vivian, Kara Clinton, Brandon Cooper, Charles Baker, Nicholas Byrne. Who else do we have? Jared Dahlgren, Andrew Carty. So Drew Carty, Virginia Edgerton, Mark Gleason, Kaylin Anderson, Kevin Cooper, Juan Cruz, Francis Lasorsa, Tim Olden, and David Mosher. So happy birthday to all of those who are celebrating this week. Yes, indeed. We appreciate you being here. All right, and anniversaries. Who do we have for anniversaries this week? Let's see. Rachel Stoner has been here for a year in our electronic data interchange, working on that for us. Greg Tackett, celebrating 7 years in the Missoula terminal. Joseph Massey, 4 years, as well as John Sanders, both started 4 years ago. Congratulations on your anniversary. My anniversary is coming up. Actually, my true anniversary was a couple weeks ago. But Jesse Carter, Bruce Ponder, Barry Vandiver, all started last year. Joseph Hayes, celebrating his 14th anniversary. Rodney Simon, VP of Maintenance and Operations, 3 years for Rod. William Parrish has been here for 7 years, driving for us. Courtney Backel, 13 years. Danny Brewer has been here for 2 years, as well as Keith Lanford and Sean Miller. David Kennedy celebrating an anniversary, and Jerry Poor is celebrating his 3rd anniversary. So congratulations to all those who are celebrating. Amy says, we learned a lot from we plan to get a mount for a tablet or a phone, or to make a line for the horns, so to hang a little lower for the July parade. Yeah, for those of you who saw, I've got a few pictures in here from her, but pretty cool. Amy says, we hope Decker will allow us to do it again next year. Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. Make it an annual event for you. Frog says, bingo, bingo, bingo. Nah, I won't forget the bingo. We've got that coming up. Amy says, no, Caden was trying to throw more than his little hand could hold. Hey, Anna, I was waiting on Facebook, she says. Yep, it's Tuesday. Anna, I was logging into Facebook myself. I know. What day is it? Who knows? Amy says, any guesses on how many 5-pound bags of candy we threw? Ooh, I know we threw a lot, and we ran out. I don't know about you in your neck of the woods. I know you had a larger crowd. So let's see. My guess would be, 6 bags? I'm going to say 6 bags. We'll need a few more next year if we're allowed to support Decker. Heck yeah. Frog says I win. Well, Frog, you were not the first to get your stuff in, but you definitely were getting them in. So 20 bags? Oh, I thought that was Amy. I was like, 20 bags? Holy cow. That can't be it. Can it? That would be crazy. Amy did say what? It's like just a ton of people. I don't even know what to tell you. So many people. All right, why you're seeing an influx in pictures coming through this week, which we love, by the way, and we'll continue to encourage, is because we are currently running a scavenger hunt for all of our Decker drivers. This scavenger hunt is fun. So join us. We started last Thursday. Yep, we started on the 1st. This is going to go until the 31st. And really, it's a selfie scavenger hunt. So you're going to take a picture of yourself. If you're not a selfie person, you can take a picture with the Decker logo in it as well. But we do prefer to see your smiling faces. So there's 9 squares to this bingo scavenger hunt card. And you have the whole month of July to complete this card. So you'll have until the 31st, like I said. What is on Saturday? By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have my calendar switched over. Cindy and Todd are representing our month of July. So anyways, send in your photos to marketing@deckermail.com. You can also send them to us here on not here on our Facebook, but on our Facebook channel at facebook.com/DTL Inc. So as long as you're sending in those pictures, I know some of you are sending them into my personal Facebook. That's fine. If you're wherever you're getting them, keep sending them to us. Marketing@deckermail.com will go to both Katie and myself. And then Facebook, we're basically collecting everything we have from you. We'll organize it, put it on photo cards. You guys will get to vote on Monday the 2nd. So we will post each completed card to Facebook for everybody to vote. And the voting ends on Friday, August 6th. So you have a week, basically, to get your votes in. On Monday the 9th is when we will announce the winners of the Facebook Live. So come Friday, or I guess come Monday, between Katie and I'm thinking we're going to be pretty busy tallying up some points. But it'll be fun. For everybody who completes the whole card here, by the way, let's maybe we should show you this card. See what it looks like. All right, so this card here, this is the scavenger hunt. So you need to get a picture of your truck, picture of something red, a picture of your pet or an animal. You might not have a pet, that's fine, as long as it's an animal. American flag, the Decker logo, truck stop. Hang on, I'm trying to resize this. Another DTL employee or driver, street sign, and something that starts with a D. How many pictures of the Decker logo do you think I've gotten for something that starts with a D? So get creative, you guys. Have some fun with this because that's what it should all be about. So very fun. Very fun. But here's the list. Let me see if I can shrink it a little bit more. There. Sound effects. There we go. Amy says, Anna's very close as 15 bags. You're kidding me. Holy cow. I wouldn't have even thought to purchase that many. That's impressive. A frog says, what number was I entered in? Well, on my end, I think I had 3 before I got yours. It's next. Anna, 20 next time, Amy says. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I would never have guessed that. Anna says, I believe 20 to 30 bags in a minute. I have done praise. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, imagine the kids at the front of the line. They must have gotten a ton. Amy says, Steve and I didn't think we needed more, but we were wrong. Ooh, yeah. There's a learning curve there. Next time you'll have more. Awesome. That is super awesome. 20 bags? Wowzers. You like the diverse dogs? Some of those pictures are awesome. Let me get those pictures back up here for you guys. For all of these that have submitted. This one here is actually Thomas Remington was doing a meal prep. So he's going to give us some details on that. Hopefully next week if he has time, which will be awesome. Amy says, dang, I would have nailed the animal. We have many here. You have more time. More time. Yep. Goat starts with a G. We have 3. All right. By the way, who sent me the goat? I have a stuffed goat that was sent to me in the mail. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out who it was. There's got to be some sort of tracking on that, right? Oh my goodness. Frog says, it's like the driver dogs. I really need looking at all of them. Oh, they're fun. I love those. There's yours right there. Look at that. Just perfect. Very fun. All right. My goodness. So much going on. No name whatsoever. Not at all. I was expecting those little gift things that you can write when Amazon sent that. I was sure. Like, who on earth? I did not. I went through. I'm like, I did not order this. Did I? You're kidding me. No, I didn't. Who did that? I want to know. Oh my goodness. All right. So for more details on the scavenger hunt. So you have those 9 squares. Got to get those in. For the first place winners, remember these are all being voted on. You have the 2nd of August to the 9th of August that will actually be running or tallying up the votes. But you have until the 31st of July to finish all 9 squares. And I have got people getting those in left and right. First place, these are for the votes. First place will receive a $150 Visa gift card and a $50 Decker store credit. So basically a gift card. The second place winner will get a $100 Visa gift card and a $25 Decker store credit. And all the drivers who submit 9 photos, all of them, will be entered to win a Yeti cooler. So that will be awesome. So all drivers who submit all 9 photos will be entered to win a Yeti cooler. Not too shabby. I was going to double check on this. I think... So 9, we change it to submit the full card entered. Okay, cool. Making sure that I relayed that information accurately. Cool. Have fun. Let's see some more of these pictures coming in, you guys. Awesome. He says, what does it look like? I didn't open it all the way because I didn't know who it was from. So it's in a bag. It's right here, actually. It's still in the bag, but it is a goat. You can tell it's a goat. And it says, Tiger Tail Toys. I don't know who said that. You guys are killing me. Patrick, the pygmy goat. It is a pygmy goat. How funny is that? All right, I'll open it. It's terrible because I don't know who sent it to me. So we have a rider policy. It does not include goats, no matter how much Joseph or Frog or anybody else wants it to include it. It does include one dog, 80 pounds or less, non-aggressive breed, or up to two dogs. We can do two dogs, no more than 40 pounds altogether. I kid you not. Nope, it does not mean it. There is the goat. Who sent this to me? You guys are killing me. There. Displayed. Oh, I love it. That was too funny to me. I don't know. No, it doesn't. All right. Okay. I don't know, you guys. All right. Talking about Safe Driver Week. So it is official. It's coming up from the July 11th through the 17th. It's Operation Safe Driver Week. This is an annual occurrence. Last year it was a little bit different than it was in years past just because it wasn't on full force. The numbers I imagine are going to be quite smaller. But according to the CVSA, this year's Operational Safe Driver Week will take place again from the 11th through the 17th, so next week, with an emphasis on speeding again. During the Operation Safe Driver Week, the law enforcement personnel will be on a lookout for commercial motor vehicle drivers and passenger vehicle drivers engaging in risky driving behavior in or around commercial motor vehicles. Identified by unsafe drivers, they'll be pulled over and issued a citation or a warning. Data shows that the traffic stops and interactions with law enforcement help reduce problematic driving behaviors, according to the CVSA President, Sergeant John Samus, with the Delaware State Police. And by making contact with drivers during Operation Safe Driver Week, law enforcement personnel aim to make roadways safer by targeting high-risk driving behaviors. So trying to nip that in the backside. Lisa, I want to go. I know. Who did this? You're killing me. You, Amy, you're the only one that I know. That's what I keep thinking. I was going to call you out on it, Aim, but that was it. You're the only one I know who has it. The CVSA selected speeding as its focus this year because despite a drop in the road travel because of last year, during the pandemic, nationally, traffic fatalities did increase, which is different than some of the statistics I saw halfway through the year last year. And according to the National Safety Council, the preliminary estimates, the estimated rate of death on roads last year increased 24% over the previous 12-month period. That's with the majority, well, not the majority, but a good chunk of that time period, people staying home, not going anywhere, so no travel, only emergency travel in many cases. So despite the miles driven dropping 13%, the increase in the rate of death is the highest estimated year-over-year jump for the NSC has calculated in 96 years. Like I said, those were different than the statistics that I read halfway through last year. So mid-July last year, I think is when we got it. Actually, I think it was in August when we were doing the safety that we had the miles, the rate and fatalities seemed to be smaller than that. So in addition to the speeding, law enforcement personnel will be tracking other dangerous driving behaviors throughout the Operational Safe Driver Week, such as reckless or aggressive driving, distracted driving, following too close, improper lane change, failure to obey traffic control devices, failure to use a seatbelt, evidence of drunk or drugged driving, etc. So not just major moving violations, but minor violations as well, at least in an insurance leveler. CVSA's Operation Safe Driving program was created to help reduce the number of crashes involving commercial motor vehicles and passenger vehicles due to unsafe driving behaviors. Operation Safe Driver Week is sponsored by the CVSA in partnership with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and with the support of the motor carrier industry and transportation safety organizations. So the initiative aims to improve the behavior of all drivers operating in any unsafe manner, either in or around commercial vehicles through educational and traffic enforcement strategies. So that is what safe driving and the Operation Safe Driver Week is all about. So that's what it is. So be prepared. Please, please, please. All right, see? There you go. It was bad. And honestly, the 4th of July weekend is usually a bad one for driving. Frog says, you kind of have to drive crazy throughout the United States now that normal drivers. No, you don't. He says, I wish we had covered 19 back highways for a lot safer, less people on the interstate. And I know that's bad to say, but still. Yeah, sometimes those back roads are a little bit safer. With the fuel efficiency or fuel compliance, though, those deals and discounts are usually in other areas. However, if you need to change the routing because of traffic issues, traffic alerts, which, by the way, you can stay on our Facebook page, our group pages, and we're trying to give those traffic alerts as they come in. So I know they're feeding out pretty quickly in many cases. Thank you for all of those who are participating in helping spread the word for some of those as well. But we do try and keep that up to date. And if you need to make some changes and get approval from your fleet manager, definitely do so. Communicate to your fleet manager, you guys. They will help you if they need to reroute you, whatever it is. But you got to keep that communication going so that they know. Frog says, for the photos I submitted, can you put those on Facebook? Is there a Decker count, please? We are going to. We're putting them into, we're putting them into like the scavenger itself, so that you'll see a display into it. But absolutely, we will. And Patrick was gifted. Amy says, and Patrick was gifted by me. Yes, see, I knew you. You're so terrible. Some random person to send it. Lisa helped me agree. It must be because the goat talk hasn't ended. Oh my goodness. I'll keep him on the shelf. Well, I have to put him up higher. He's on my Decker shelf, which is getting crowded because I love my Decker trucks. People are always trying to take them from me, but my little Decker squeezy trucks. I had more. I don't know where they're disappearing to. So thank you, Amy. I should have known. You should put the goat in your personal ring. So I should. People will be like, why does she have a goat? Why? Oh, that's too funny. All right. Hey, shout out. 2 shout outs. First of all, how many of you guys saw the Inside the Triangle or heard the Inside the Triangle last week? Yes? No? All right. Angela Krager rocked it. Yes, she did. As always, no surprise. She's like the professional when it comes to podcast when she has her own. So make sure that you guys take a look, listen to it, hear it out. But also, in that, we need to know, we want you guys participating in the question of the week or the trivia, I guess, because it does give you a chance to win a $100 Pilot Flying J gift card. So make sure that you're participating and answering the questions. But in addition to that, Angela and, let's see, I'm going to see if I can get everybody in here. There's 4 of you, right? Yeah. So Angela, Dustin, which you've probably seen a ton of Dustin's pictures on here. Not just Dustin, but Jesse Carter and Alex Sims are the I'm going to say self-proclaimed Power Rangers, which, by the way, Decker Power Rangers, which is so funny to me. Anyways, I got tons of pictures of them, so make sure that you take a look at it. But also wanted to give a shout out to the 4th member, or 3rd, or depending on where you have Alex in the mix. But we got a call from just a non-Decker driver this week giving praise for Alex and his driving skills, his driving ability, and just being aware. You know, like Amy said, the 4th of July and really any holiday week is known for having more traffic out on the road and being possibly more dangerous. you're doing a lot of defense when it comes to driving. So defensive driving is key, and we don't really want you guys putting yourself at risk. Well, we don't want you putting yourself at risk, but you know, being out on the road, there is that percentage. Well, Alex was definitely aware of his surroundings and those who were driving around him, but huge shout out to you. Fantastic driving skills, and pretty awesome to get a phone call from a non-Decker driver saying that your driver is rocking it out on the road and doing a fantastic job of keeping others safe and doing their job at the same time. Not too shabby. So congrats, Alex. Way to go. Way to go. Amy says, I went as far as changing the phone number. I didn't, because I didn't find it, Aim. I was trying to get a hold of Amazon to figure out who it was. But like I said, as far as I knew, you were the only one that had the address, so you were guilty. You should put the goat in your personal rank. Yes. He is 100% real size to an adult size for that breed. What? For reals? Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed that at all. You are too funny. Amy says, I've been in some massively horrible snowstorms driving, but the fourth weekend scares me the worst. Well, especially where you're located. It's Highway 200 is a rough road with all the traffic. During the 4th of July, Highway 200 around the Missoula area is just compact, like bumper to bumper. Kid you not. I mean, if you could see some of the aerial shots that people share on Facebook, but it's bumper to bumper with RVs, trailers, pickups and trailers, I guess. Pickups, trailers, and boats. I mean, they're like they're hauling multiples. I mean, it's crazy. I definitely feel that they need to have a CDL in order to do that, but that's my opinion. So, yes, excellent observation. It is crazy though. Crazy with the safety. All right, what am I missing? I'm speeding through this Safe Driver Week. So anybody have any suggestions, any tips on how to stay safe with the Safe Driver? Make sure that you guys are being prepared, and that, as always do a pre-trip and a post-trip. Oh, look at Melody, she's so cute. So pre-trip and post-trip. I know a lot of you guys overlook the post-trips. But those post-trips will not only save you time, but it'll also save, or possibly save the next driver time as well. And we don't want you to be, what do I want to say? We don't want you to like lose time or money because you're doing the post-trip, because you're doing what you're supposed to. So you'll be taken care of, is what I'm saying. Make sure that you're doing the pre-trip and the post-trip. And the reason I emphasize that so much is if you're doing a post-trip, you're going to catch those issues that trailer might have when you're dropping the trailer, so that we can get somebody out there and take care of it right away until that next person picks up that trailer. So they're not calling in when they do their pre-trip and wasting their day away. You call us, you find that out on the post-trip, and just because you see it on the post-trip doesn't mean that it is damage that you created. We don't look at it that way. Sometimes it's just that just happens. So make sure that you're communicating with your DM, you're communicating with the shop, and that you're doing that post-trip. Save time for yourself and others. And the more and more we get everybody involved in doing that not only the better maintenance will be on the equipment, but the better your hours are used, the more efficient your hours are used. That's what I want to say. Spit it out. What did I have to say? He says, I want to get a GoPro. Yes, it's tough. Yeah, it's a tough highway for sure. She says, I followed a tow truck that wasn't able to keep lane to save anyone. I dropped my speed and called it when I got service. What is sad to see. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a tough road for sure. So. All right. Yep. Be safe. Safe Driver Week. And that doesn't just go over the speed, even though that's the emphasis. So make sure that you're checking all of that. Also, quarterly training is going up right now. Going up, going on. So if you haven't already received the Luma training, please log into your eNugget Learning Center or your Luma Training Center and make sure you log in. Remember, your username for the login is your first 3 letters of your first name and the first 3 letters of your last name. And the password is the last 4 digits of your social. So make sure that you get logged in, finish up that quarterly training, and get that taken care of. If you're having any issues, get a hold of your fleet manager so that we can take care of that for you. Cool. Cool. Cuckoo, ka-choo. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, what are we missing? Check in. Anna has shared how to do the pre-trip for the refrigerated and some flatbed securement and pre-trip. Awesome. Thanks, Anna. Anna, always taking good care of me. Right? All right, so remember, we do have a couple of different options available for you. If you guys are wondering on what is available for driving positions, the best thing to do is call the 800 number. That's why we leave it up here, 888, it's right here, 888-668-0698. And of course, drivedecker.com, or right there, drivedecker.com. Try to figure out where it's at on my screen. So you can apply online. If you live, there are certain states that we don't have availability in, but if you're wondering, the best thing to do is either reach out to us here on YouTube or give us a call. You can reach out to us on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/DTLink. We go live every Monday, unless it's a holiday, at 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook, and then live Tuesday, noon Central, here on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you're following us in both cases and ring the bell on YouTube when you're subscribing so that you don't miss any of those. So let's dive into some of those positions that we have available so that you can kind of get a good understanding of the availability and what's in your area. So talking about flatbed, let's dive into the flatbed area, especially in the Northwest. So if you live anywhere from Southern Oregon border on I-5 all the way up to Seattle, we've got a home about every 2 weeks in that area. It runs a lot of the Northwest, pretty much the Western 11 for the most part. And like I said, it gets you home about every 2 weeks. It does require that you have at least 6 months of flatbed experience, and you'll be based out of the Bessemer, Alabama terminal, running in that Northwest section. Could be Northwest to Midwest, but most of it's right there. The orientation and everything is in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and that's where it's at for all of the divisions. Fort Dodge, Iowa, it's a 2.5-day orientation. So yes, we shrunk that sucker down. It's 2.5 days. However, you do get to do some online orientation prior to coming to Fort Dodge and completing the physical orientation. So the online orientation is going to consist of company policies and procedures, some safety features, safety notices and policies, DOT information, that kind of stuff that's going to be consistent from one place to the next, but we'll have more company-specific information through the company policies and procedures as well. That's all part of the Luma training. It does take a couple of hours, and we'll probably I don't know, 3 to 4 hours on average. You watch a few of those videos, you'll answer the questions, and you just complete that process. Also, ahead of time, before you come to orientation, you'll do your drug test and your physical. Now, if your physical is a recent physical, and it's at least good for at least 6 months to a year, then we should be able to use it. You're just going to need to send over your full long form to your recruiter so that they can get that approved and signed off for you. But the drug test is the urinalysis. That way we can get you dispatched out within the 2.5 days. Because if you didn't know before, you can't be dispatched without that drug test back. And that's why we do it ahead of time. We don't want to have a delay in getting you dispatched out. We know that your time is valuable, and we do want to respect that. Could a Missoula driver do that run? Amy says, no, it actually is from It's really along I-5 is what it is. So that one's not going to be a good one. And that's flatbed. Good question, though. Alvan, how about dry van going into Seattle? Currently, Al, we do not have any dry van into Seattle. We have refrigerated and we have flatbed, but no dry van currently. Now, our refrigerated option can get you home like every 7 to 10 days if you prefer that. Obviously, with the 7 to 10 day turnaround, you might not get as many miles as you would with our over-the-road division, which is about 2 to 3 weeks out. Pretty much makes sense since you're not cutting any loads short, but you still could get some really strong miles in those 7 to 10 days. That's why we do the 7 to 10 days instead of getting you home every 5 to 7 days, because you're definitely cutting a lot of loads short in order to do that. And then it's not financially beneficial to you, or most likely. Pay per mile is going to be based off your experience. But remember, whatever your pay per mile is, you are guaranteed at least $1,000 a week. At least. That's like the safety net. So remember, that's your earnings should be up here. Oop, I like that. Your earnings are up here. And this is the safety net of $1,000 to make sure that you're able to budget, make sure that you're coming home with a great check each and every week. Al says, I like being out 4 to 6 weeks at a time. Well, piece of cake. If you're looking for dry van, even at 4 to 6 weeks, I'm not sure out of the Seattle area if it would be worth your time. Here's why. Most of our dry van is running from the Nebraska area to Gary, Indiana, really along I-80. That's the big area for us, as well as down into Hartwell, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Anderson, South Carolina. For the most part, that's where our flatbed runs, our dry van runs. So we have some even that'll go into the Pennsylvania area, but most of it's along I-80 there in the Midwest and then down to Hartwell. So it doesn't run out west enough. If I don't know any of the dry vans that run out west at all, so it wouldn't get you home. It wouldn't be beneficial to you. But the pay for that division runs anywhere from 48 to 58 cents a mile to start. You do get a penny raise after 90 days. You get a penny raise every year on your anniversary. We do have a $5,000 sign-on bonus that you get, and like I said, a guarantee of $1,000 a week at least. You have the $5,000 sign-on bonus that pays out quarterly. It's $1,250 each quarter, but that's like a plus. Plus, you can get an additional 5 cents a mile on all the miles over 25,000 for the quarter. So, looking at our averages, you could be seeing about an extra 100 to, in the refrigerated division, extra $100 to $200 a week, or a quarter. There you go. But yes, 4 to 5 or 4 to 6 weeks in the refrigerated division be totally fine. Same as the flatbed, because we do run out there. Great question. Orientation would still be in Fort Dodge, Iowa, so we would get you transportation to Fort Dodge. You can do either a rental car, a flight. We can look at flights as well. And orientation you have flexibility. Because it's 2.5 days, you can either start on a Monday or you can start on a Wednesday. Now, if you are inexperienced and only have just recently obtained your Class A CDL through a PTDI certified school, which basically means you have at least a 160-hour course that you've completed and graduated from, then we can train you in the refrigerated division or even in our Midwest flatbed division. However, if you are looking for the over-the-road flatbed and you don't yet have 6 months of experience, you'll need to get that in flatbed before we can continue the training and hiring process. So those are a couple of differences in the requirements. If you have questions, though, really the best thing to do is to call one of the recruiters, talk to them directly so that it's really aimed at what you have for experience, where you live, what you're looking for, etc. And this number, which you can barely see, but 888-668-0698, that's going to be the best number to reach us at so you can get that information. Cool? Awesome. Awesome. There was something else I was going to answer based off of one of the comments I saw here. Let me see if I can see that. For the refrigerated, though, like I was saying, 7 to 10 days out in the Northwest. Seattle is one of those areas, really anywhere along I-90 from Seattle to Missoula, Montana. We can get you home every 7 to 10 days. And we figure for every 7 days you're out, it's a day and a half home time. So that's why most of those who are out 2 to 3 weeks, you're looking at 3 to 4 days home. Sounds good. Seattle, Spokane, Kennewick, so the Tri-Cities, Kennewick, Pasco, Richmond, Tacoma, another area. What else am I missing? Those are all areas that we can get you home about every 7 to 10 days in the Northwest. Mm-hmm. Now, for more home time options, if you live in the Midwest, we have a few options. We can get you home weekly. If you live along I-80, we can get you home weekly in our van, our refrigerated, and our flatbed options. So again, just reach out to one of the recruiters at this number here, 888-668-0698 for more details on that. Yeah, that's home weekly options. We have the over-the-road options as well. So if you do want to stay out longer, a lot of you experienced drivers recognize that staying out longer usually means more miles. And there's usually a sweet spot. 2 to 3 weeks is probably the sweet spot, although I do know a lot of guys who stay out the 4 to 6 weeks. And that's more your preference than anything at that point. Our Midwest flatbed does guarantee at least $1,000 a week, just what Anna wrote on there. However, we do have a couple of areas in our Midwest flatbed that we can guarantee more. So if you live for example, if you live in the Chicago area, we can not only get you home weekly, which means coming in on like a Friday or a Saturday and then leaving back out either Sunday or Monday, but we also can guarantee you $1,700 a week gross. $1,700 a week. So that's what you're guaranteed. Plus, you have the opportunity for the monthly bonuses, as well as the sign-on bonus, the $5,000 sign-on bonus. Let's talk about the guarantee. So let's just kind of break it down so you know what the criteria is for that, which is pretty basic in all honesty. You're looking at being available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. And you're already going to know the running lanes that you have, so it won't be any surprise where you're at. So again, it depends on the division you're looking for. All questions you'll want to talk to the recruiter about, making sure that your expectations are lining up with what we have available. So no load refusals, being available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. Get your paperwork in. We have the scanners in the truck. We have the onboard scanners in the truck with the TransFlow GeoTab unit. We have some of the older units, the Qualcomm, we have those, but they're not going to be in for a couple more weeks, if that. Then get your paperwork in. No late loads, so no driver service failures. So that's the key. It cannot be a driver service failure. If it is a late load because of the customer, totally different story, different scenario altogether. That does not disqualify you. So as long as you were there on time and it was nothing, that you've done everything in your power, then you're golden. No CSA violations for the week. Now, you may have had a CSA violation 2 weeks ago, but that is not going to have any bearing on this week on whether or not you would qualify for the guaranteed pay. So it's week by week. Same with the preventable accidents. That's the last one. Preventable accidents. You can't have a preventable accident that week. Now, that aside, that's the guaranteed pay requirements, or those are the guaranteed pay requirements. Set those aside. That's on a week by week basis. Now, using those same requirements and looking at your quarter, as long as you have been at the very least 70% compliant with those week to week criteria, you'll get the $1,250 of the sign-on bonus every quarter for your first year. So there should be no reason why you wouldn't get at least that $1,250. But remember, you can get an extra 5 cents a mile on all the miles over the minimum amount. So $12.50 plus 5 cents a mile on anything over $20,000 for flatbed, $25,000 for refrigerated or dry van. The little girl is Kevin's daughter, Kevin Hawk, Pfeiffer Hawk. Melody. So, right? Melody? I'm so bad with names, but it's Kevin's little girl. And there's a couple of pictures of her. She's adorable. So, yes, indeed. Amy says, how many water bottles do you have? 3. I have a lot. Hopefully you guys are drinking a lot of water. Speaking of, this time of year, it has been hot, hot, hot. You guys need to stay hydrated. It is very healthy for you. I know a lot of you will argue with me on how healthy water is for you, but you do need to be drinking plenty of water. Lots of fluids, but ideally water, because it's going to hydrate you the best. Pop, coffee, those are not going to keep you hydrated. Just saying. Drink some water. Not that you can't have the other things. Just drink some water in addition to it. Mine, see, that's the thing, is these don't fit in my cup holders very well, which is a bummer. But I go through probably about 8 of those a day, if not more. Caden wants a brother, Steven wants a girl, and I don't mind either way. What's that mean, Aim? Liquid 5 has been my life changer. Liquid 5, huh? How about the Einstein? Have you tried that Einstein? Liquid Einstein? I like that. Yes, I do. For focus. It's just a supplement you put in your water. It's like vitamins. It's good. If you like orange flavor though, it's an orange flavor, and as far as I know, that's the only flavor. What else we have out of the Midwest? Talking home time options. We have a guaranteed pay in the refrigerated division. Oh, wait, time out. Let me go back for just 1 second. In the flatbed division, I was talking about the Chicago area. If you're within 50 miles of Chicago, that's where we can do the $1,700 a week. The guaranteed pay requirements are consistent through all of our divisions. So our over-the-road division, our Midwest flatbed, our Midwest refrigerated, our Southern flatbed, Southern refrigerated, whatever it is, the requirements are the exact same for the week-to-week guaranteed pay. Now, that being said, the pay is going to be depending on where you live, what division you'll be running for the guarantee. In the Midwest, we have a few more options for higher guarantees, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't get that much in the other divisions. It just means that with the amount of, or with the freight that we have in those areas, they are paying a little bit higher to supplement and to be able to guarantee you that amount every week. I already have Drive for Decker been for about a year. Yeah, there you go. See, when you throw different names out, I never know who I'm talking to. A frog, however, I've uncovered. Some of them I've uncovered by conversations later on. Anyways, so what else do we have? Out of, Anna says, 5 months OTR, been trained on flatbed. Yes. That's more so for the Southern flatbed, but for the Midwest flatbed, same goes, but sometimes we can work with a little bit more or a little bit less as well. Speaking of flatbed, so I'm going to jump on to that conversation that Anna's having there in the chat. But if you live I'm going to draw a picture here. Visualize this with me, which means you better not be driving while you're watching this. But if you live from Iowa City, Iowa, obviously, to St. Louis, over to Columbus, Ohio, up to Toledo, Ohio, on over to Chicago, and of course Chicago pays a little bit more, but up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, down to Mason City, Fort Dodge, Iowa, back to Iowa City, everywhere in that vicinity, you have the ability to make at least $14.50 a week with the guaranteed pay for the Midwest flatbed and home weekly. So there you go. If you could see that map, visualize that area, everything within it will guarantee you at least $14.50 a week. Same requirements, like I said, it's just 6 basic requirements. No preventable accidents for the week, no driver or no CSA violations for the week, no driver service failures. Get your paperwork in, no load refusals, and be available at least 5 days out of the week. 6 easy peasy ones to follow. What else do we have out of the Midwest? We have short haul. Short haul, which means you guys can get home, in most cases, home daily. Yeah, home daily in most cases. Now, it depends on the individual and where exactly you live within the short haul range. But for most cases, we can get you home on a daily basis. If you stay out, like say you have some flexibility and you don't mind staying out maybe 2-3 days at a time, that just opens up even more miles for you. And if you talk to a couple of the guys that are on the short haul, you'll find out that you can definitely make good money there. A little over a year ago, I was trying to think of when we did this. We transitioned, we switched from I think it was a daily pay in our short haul to our guarantee of $1,000 a week. And my understanding is that's what everybody was maxing out at. Well, that was before we had done the pay increase. And with the pay increase and everything else, it bumped everybody up and they're exceeding that. So not only are they getting home most days out of the week, in some cases daily, as well as on the weekend, but they are also making at least $1,000 a week. So not too shabby. I mean, sometimes it's hard to get that home time and miles combo, getting the benefits, having the home time, having it all, because we want it all, but to be able to have that. And this is a great opportunity. This is actually one that we can do that in. So pretty awesome. Let's see here. For those who live, I'm trying to visualize this one. Here's my other map. Are you ready to visualize? All right. So say you live in St. Paul, Minneapolis area, and you take 35 down to Des Moines. So from Minneapolis to Des Moines, and then over to Fort Dodge, basically anywhere along this route, okay? So even if you took 212, so 35 or 212, and then Sioux City and Omaha. So Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux City, Iowa, as well as, like I said, Fort Dodge, Des Moines, Minneapolis. Along those routes, that's our Fort Dodge short haul flatbed. That one can get you home multiple times a week and guarantee you $1,000 a week. There you go. That's a hard one for me to say. Game Members Gaming says, just join the chat. I live in Chicago. I've been driving for the last 18 months. Woo woo. All right. Want to switch from van to flatbed. Do you guys provide training? In your area? Yes, we do. So what it would be, instead of having the flexibility to start on a Monday or Wednesday, like I said with those who have the experience, when it comes to training in our flatbed, you'll need to start on a Monday. So that will be one of the differences. So we'll train you for the flatbed. You'll have hands-on for securement and tarp training, and then you'll probably go out with a trainer for a week, possibly depending on how much. Well, you've got 18 months, so you probably won't go out with a trainer, but you'll have the training there on the yard for a couple of days, and you'll get paid for your training as well. Orientation, which I totally forgot to tell you guys when we were talking about the orientation and how that's laid out, because I kept skipping all over the place. But orientation does pay you $500 for the 2.5 days. Now, when you complete the online orientation, which is all but required, I mean, really insisted on, because it's going to hold you up if you don't complete it. But when you complete the online orientation and the physical and the drug test, or your physical is approved, all of those things ahead of time, that's going to give you an extra $100 on top of the $500 that we pay for orientation. So ultimately, it's $600 for orientation. Now, the difference would be when you're training, you'll get an extra, I want to say $71 or $100 a day. Anna, can you give me the right one? I'm kind of having a brain fart on that one. But you'll get paid for the training for securement and tarp as well. So you'll be paid for your time for sure. And you'll get that education. So Tanner will show you the ins and outs and how to do that. But absolutely, we will train you for that. Awesome. That's the number, 888-668-0698. Al says, I usually do Crete to Hartwell and other places east like Ohio. Oh, So you are dry van. Okay, you were just wondering if it ever gets up into the Seattle area. Yeah, not that I know of. I like going west, and that's why I'm asking. I got you. I'm a little slow, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody head out west in the dry van. Although, if it's something that you're interested in and you let your DM know, they can talk with the customer service reps, and see, find out if there's something, and maybe they can look at some accounts out that way. Otherwise, I don't think that they are necessarily looking for that. Good question. Very, very good. What else was I missing here? I think orientation pretty much hit on that. When you do get to Fort Dodge for orientation, whether you're doing a Monday or a Wednesday start, you'll have your hair follicle. So we have the other drug test, the hair follicle. You'll also have the PCE, which is like range of motion and resistance test. And then you'll have the driving test, of course. You'll have a few other things. Meet with your driver manager, go over the job description and what your responsibilities are, how they want you to communicate, how you want them to communicate, and vice versa, so that you have those modes of communication and you have those open and keep them going. So you'll go through that, and then you get in your truck, you get situated and get dispatched out, start making a little bit of money, which is exactly what you're doing here. That's what you came for, right? Yep. Anna says 1 to 5 additional days for orientation. For flatbed, any non-students with 0 flatbed experience, 5 months or more, any OTR experience, $100 per day. Okay, cool. Thanks, Anna. See, told you. Saves my day. Saves my bacon. Amy says, how does Decker go about our random drug testing? So we use Concentra's, who the drug testing and everything is through. So they do the random, it's computerized, but they do it randomly, and I think it's 10%. And then our HR training department is notified, and then the fleet manager is notified for every driver that is on that list. So that 10% each month. That's how that random works. If you fail a test, then you can no longer work for Decker. Any failed, then you don't meet the DOT qualifications, and therefore you won't be able to run for us. Yep. Good question. Any other questions? No? Well, you guys, I went over a few of the different job opportunities with us, but we have quite a few. So our operations department, our customer service reps, and our recruiting department, we've all been working with management and putting heads together to open up more and more opportunities for you guys between home time, pay increases, etc. So if you have questions, or if you're wondering what the availability is, whether you're a current driver here for us at Decker, or if you're inquiring about Decker, just give us a call. Get a hold of any of the recruiters at 888-668-0698, and we'll be able to answer some of those questions for you, get more specific based off of your availability, your experience, etc., and our availability of positions. So, fair enough? Awesome. All right, I will see you next week on our Facebook Live, facebook.com/detailing, and next Tuesday right here on our YouTube channel, so don't miss it. Game is asking, do you guys have automatics or manual trucks? I'm going to answer that with automatics. However, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't see a manual here and there. You're just not likely to get into a manual if you come here. You're more likely to see an automatic. We are like 90+% automatics. We have some manuals. Those manuals are usually drivers who have been here over 15 years, and they are given, they have some flexibility with the specs of the truck. So those who are veteran drivers here at Decker, they're given the opportunity to spec out their truck, their next truck, and most of them, not a good chunk of them, will choose the manual version. And I think it's usually a 389 that they get. So those 389s that you see that we post, those are often the manuals. And they are all veteran drivers here at Decker. So, yes, indeed. Amy says, Neil Anna had my first coffee in months Friday, but it was needed. White chocolate huckleberry. What? That is a Montana coffee right there. Right? All right. ZXCVB 2009. Anna, who do I call if Epic View needs to be refreshed? Two ways you can do this. If you turn off the Epic View, like just unplug it, you're basically resetting it. So if you unplug it and then plug it back in, that could refresh it. Also, if you go into the screen, the settings option, you can do a scan, because the scan itself goes to the TV and that'll scan any local channels. But with the Epic View, do I have a telephone number handy for that one? Hang on. Give me a sec here, because I have a cheat sheet for the Epic View. I do somewhere. Good question, though. Good question, and I need to get this answer for you. Give me 1 minute. You tried unplugging it already. Well, that was supposed to work better than it did. All right. Come on. It's thinking hard. I think the other part of my family that lives in your neck of the woods started picking already for the huckleberries. Oh, my computer's frozen. Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. It's coming. I'm betting... I'm looking for the sheet here. Okay, so here's a user manual. Do you want, you can either, I don't want to necessarily have you put your email on here, but if you want to send me a chat through Facebook, facebook.com/DTLinc, or either call 888-668-0698, I can send you the PDF, or if you can see it this way. Anna, did you just copy and paste what I was just going to? You did. All right, Anna beat me to it. Surprise! All right, but that is the how-to. See if that works for you. And then let me know. All right. Cool. Thank you, Miss Anna. All right, you guys, your homework for the week. Don't you love it when I give out homework? You do. You do, don't lie. The homework is the selfie challenge. So get your phone, start taking some pictures, send them to me at either marketing@deckermail.com by the 31st of July. I would appreciate it if you do it sooner rather than later, because that gives me some time to get everything in. And then, of course, you can also send them to me at facebook.com/DTLinc. You get entered in to win a Yeti cooler. You also have a chance to win a $150 gift card, Visa gift card, and a $50 gift card to the Decker store. That's first place. Second place is a $100 Visa gift card and a $25 Decker gift card. But remember, everybody who does the whole card, all 9 photos, will have a chance to win a Yeti cooler. So, whoop, whoop. Very cool. All right. I think I got it. Anything else that I'm missing? Nope. Yes, stay safe. Drink your water, stay cool, Amy says. Keep trucking. All right, you guys. And ZXCVB 2009, if you are still having troubles with the Epic View, give me a holler, and I will get you to the right person. All right? But usually the maintenance on that, or like the troubleshooting, is usually through Epic View itself. They're usually the ones that'll answer those questions. or the shop, because the shop knows their stuff. Cool? All right, I'll see you guys next week here on our Facebook or our YouTube Live, and Facebook Live on Monday, 4 p.m. Central. Be good. Stay safe.